Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Welcome to Run Pure Sports. This is the Pick and Winner Show. We got a lot to talk about today. World Cup going on. Big match here. USA coming up in a couple hours. We've got US Open Golf. Big news in the sports betting world with Splash and Polymarket's kind of jumping in here with the big survivor pool, maybe trumping what Circa has done. And $21 million up top. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll have some MLB picks. I got a few bets for MLB. We'll see if JBC wants to join in, give out a couple of MLB picks. We'll have the DraftKings pick 6. But plenty of bets, plenty to talk about in the sports betting world. World Cup, I guess we'll kick it off with the World Cup. I mean, first off, though, from a daily fantasy perspective, we got Rubio and Bryce just absolutely crushing it right now. Rubio put together the World Cup hub. We've got hubs like in every sport that's going right now. Certainly going to have the NFL, college football. We got NBA and NHL when that starts up again in October. So we've got all of these hubs working in all these sports. And I don't know if any of them have been as successful as the World Cup. Our guy Vip hit 100K, 2-3 days ago? And then followed it up with another like almost 8K, I think, yesterday. And he wasn't the only one. That night that he hit for the 100K, I think we had first, second, and fifth, all users of the hub and followers of Rubio and the gang over in our Discord. So World Cup has been very profitable. It's one of those things. I'm sorry I'm doing a long intro here. I'll bring you in a second, JBC. But it's one of those things where I think a lot of sites just kind of they look at the World Cup like it's 5 weeks out of the year. And we'll throw a little something at it. Maybe one person in our group kind of knows a little something, but we're doing the soccer year round. I mean, certainly from the bet standpoint, you guys meaning you and Bryce, crush it every week with Champions League, and you've got EPL and Serie A and all the European leagues, and sometimes even some South American leagues. And so I think that's the big advantage that we have, in that we've got people who are watching soccer year round, and then when the World Cup comes and everyone's suddenly interested, I think we have a huge edge because you've got a ton of people who really don't watch the sport all that much that are playing. So big edge here at Run Pure Sports, and we're seeing it come to fruition. But I will turn over to you, JBC. How are we doing today? You're fresh off the big UFC and big World Cup event last week. You had quite the sports week. That is a memorable weekend, no doubt about it.
Two of the best sporting events I've been to. The White House, being at the White House was crazy. Like, that was just like, that's something I'll remember forever. Like, for sure. Like, it was nuts. Like, you're just like, it's like everywhere you looked, there was somebody famous. Like me and the guy I was there with, we just like me and Kane, we like just took like a selfie to send to people. And like Bob Kraft is just like standing between us in the back, like 2 feet in the background. And I'm like, everywhere you looked, there was somebody. It was so it was special to be there for sure. One of those moments in life where you feel like you're in the place where everybody wants to be.
That it had to be unbelievable. I didn't realize that they were doing. There was like a watch. I guess I don't know what they called it, like a watch party off. I don't even know where that was, but I saw
the monument.
Oh, it was by the monument.
I think so.
So that had quite a few people. How many people were actually at the event? Watching it live with you.
There were 4,300, and I think like 3,000 of them were troops, and the troops were like standing only like behind us. So like in the bowl, maybe 1,500 or something.
I mean, that's pretty sweet. I mean, if you just got to go to a UFC event with 1,500 people, it's kind of pretty cool to be in that venue. I mean, I don't know. I mean, being there had to be just that much better, but just watching it on TV, the aesthetics were amazing. I mean, having them walk out of the White House, it was pretty cool.
It was very surreal. Like I can't really describe it other than that. Like it felt like almost like an out of body experience. Like how am I here? Like, it was crazy.
Well, that's one thing. Look, the UFC, they know how to put an event on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously you have certain. They did the Sphere, they did now the White House, right? So they've Dana is kind of he's pretty good at these promotions. So I assumed it was going to be a pretty good event. And then you got all these knockouts, which there's of course speculation that they're somehow rigged. We've never seen.
I don't think
knockouts.
anybody is getting their ass beat as bad as Ilya Tapuria throwing a fight. He broke both orbitals and his nose.
Hey, depends on the amount of money. These guys are a little crazy. I don't know, but no, I don't think that was the case. We did pretty well with the bets as well.
This is seriously what happened. Like, and everybody, like, you know, like I'm standing there at like the cocktail hour beforehand, and a guy like comes up and slaps me on the
back up 1 second. There was a cocktail hour, and where was
there was a private cocktail hour for us beforehand. Yes.
Where was it?
The Hamilton.
Okay, so this is at a hotel. You've got a cocktail hour.
Yeah. So I was staying at the Ritz, but the thing was at the Hamilton, and you know, first off, as we're going down the elevator to get over there, Max Crosby's in the elevator with a camera crew. First off, that was crazy. And then, like, we get over to the cocktail hour, and it's like Cowboy Cerrone and Youssef Zalal, like several people. You know, like there were a lot of other like business type people that I recognized that I probably couldn't put a fucking name to, but like, you know, I'm just standing there like talking to some of the other people that were there with us, and a guy comes up and slaps me on the back, and he's like the CEO of some fucking massive company that I had never fucking heard of, and we're just talking, and I'm like every single person there was some kind of bigwig, and I just like felt like completely out of place, but it was fun.
I'm sure it was fun. Yeah, I've been in those not quite that situation. I've been in those situations before where you just feel like totally inadequate. You're just surrounded.
Yeah, it's like everybody who is somebody was there.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like after the event's over, I'm standing there, and like I have my back turned, and somebody taps me on the back and introduces me to Pete Hedgeseth, and I'm like, the fuck? Like, why am I shaking Pete Hedgeseth's hand right now?
Yeah, those things are interesting. Well, you know what it is? A lot of people, they don't know who everyone is, so they just in
they
case
just assume that you're something.
You might be. I was telling you were texting me. I'm like, yeah, they might just assume you're like some huge tech. You own some.
They probably thought I was Jack Black.
That is a possibility as well. That would have been funny if they started.
That would have been fun. It also would have been funny if he was actually there and I met him.
How old is Jack Black? Because I just want to. He's got to be in his 50s.
He's
right?
55-ish.
Yeah,
he's a little older than you.
That's pretty sad if that people are going to compare you to a 55-year-old.
There are worse things.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a 55-year-old woman. I don't know what else would be worse, but so that was
okay.
Right.
Well, this happened at the Scotland game like repeatedly. Like
that, I believe
all the Scottish people were like, "Oh, it's Jack Black." Chug that beer, Jack Black, just like screaming at me. But
there's a thing. I don't know if it's as prominent now. Like certainly years ago, where you would get Europeans would come in like the first time in the United States, especially in New York, and they just thought everyone was a celebrity. Like because they had their mindset like, I'm definitely going to see a million celebrities when I go to New York.
Well, the thing is, for the White House, it's like you kind of can make that assumption. Like Gary Sinise was sitting like 3 seats to my right. Like I was just like, and he was like trying to be incognito, I think. But yeah, like it was a strange experience. You know, like Mackenzie Dern was sitting like 5 seats away from me. Like it's just like, you know, it was weird.
Definitely.
How did I? No comment on how I got tickets. No comment.
I'm just surprised you passed the background check to get in.
Yes, that was the other thing. Is like you had to give them like every single piece, of course. And then they arrested 23 people because there was like an attempted attack.
Yeah, that was almost a given.
Right. Yeah. And everybody was like, "Oh my god!" Like you almost died, and I was like, I mean, like going in, like I had kind of, I was saying to a guy, like I was talking to all the MAGA boys before we went in, and we were like when we were having beers, and I'm like if we die here, like I kind of just accept that, like that's coming with the territory. Like, you know, you don't show up to something like that if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine that was one of the safest places to be in the world at that point. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't
no,
be worried.
like at first, like when we were walking down the street, it's like it's blocked off for like 4 blocks, like all around it. So, as we're walking, but like right when we got there and when they first like checked our tickets, it's like every single building had like 20 snipers on it. It like, like I was like, all right, we're fine.
Yeah.
I didn't feel unsafe. Also, as I said, we were surrounded by troops. Like there was like a small battalion there. Like,
Yes. Yeah, I think you would have been okay.
I wasn't too concerned.
No, that was probably a safe place to be, and obviously a pretty fun event. Thank God it didn't really delay as long as it potentially could have. I mean, they were talking about that thing being delayed till 10:30.
Yeah, I don't know that because like I saw like Vance was right in front of me, Trump was right in front of me. I mean, well, I guess it's Nancy, right? Who's the big no? Johnson.
Yeah, I was going to say she's not the.
Yeah, I was thinking the Democrats had it, but no,
Was he not there?
Mike Johnson. Yeah, I didn't see Mike Johnson.
Yeah, we got to go to the third in command there. Yeah,
I did see Rubio was there, I think, but Mike Johnson was not.
How did you do as far as the betting on that?
Oh, I smoked it. I told everybody to bet Gaethje huge and Cyril gone, and everybody's like, Justin Gaethje's a 4-1 underdog. It's so stupid. Shut up. I like, my big take on Gaethje was just kind of like, it being outside, it's humid. It's like neither one of them has been in that situation before. Like anything that's adding variance to it, like you're going with the underdog, especially when it's that big. You don't know how they're going to react in the heat. Especially the heavyweights. It's like, sure it affected some people more than others, but I was inclined to take several underdogs based on that. Just with the it's like Ronda's first loss to Holly Holm was outside in Australia during the day. Like, you don't think that had something to do with it? Like it certainly is a thing. Anything that adds, as I said, anything that adds variance, is bad for a giant favorite.
Yeah, variance is always great. I always go back to the one thing I can relate to is when I've told the story of playing in a rough touch league back in Brooklyn, and when you had a bunch of guys who were slow, we had a relatively slow team compared to the other teams. We were not that good, but playing on once it snowed and ice, all of a sudden, yeah, we were just as good as everyone else, right? Because the speed was negated. So yeah, when you start throwing elements in. I think that's one of the big arguments in football.
The Denver playoff game this year.
Right. That's one of the arguments. Like people don't, there's a lot of people now that are saying they should not have, there should not be this element, of weather. I mean, I'm not a proponent of that. I'm like, listen, you get home field advantage, you get the weather. It may play in your favor, it may not.
Them. Like I will argue that it has hurt the Bills having to play at home in the snow. Like that game they lost to the Bengals like 3 or 4 years ago. Like I fully think they lost because of the snow.
Well, you build teams certainly in NFL and in baseball as well. I mean, you have to build a team based on where you play. So football is really going to be weather based, but baseball, you're going to build a team. You should be building a team based on the ballpark. I mean,
right. The Rockies should own, like, I feel like the Rockies have been doing the opposite. They've been like trying to draft pitchers and shit. And it's like, no, just go all in on your pitchers being terrible and try and hit 15 home runs a game. Like Oakland knows they're going to Vegas. And we saw what happened with the Vegas games last week where it was like fucking home run derby. And Oakland has been building their team around hitting for the last 2 or 3 years in preparation for that. That's smart. The Rockies are dumb.
Yeah, the hard part in baseball, when you're in a stadium that just is so difficult for pitchers, is the game is predicated on pitching. And what you have to do, you just need a lot of pitchers. Basically, you need arms because what you wind up doing is just running. Your bullpen really just gets totally abused. So there's got to be maybe a system where you're just constantly bringing in, you're just calling up a lot of new pitchers. I don't know.
Well, you see what the Mariners are doing right now before the All-Star break, where they're piggybacking every game, right?
I haven't even looked at what's going on with
Well,
the Mariners.
so the Mariners before the All-Star break, going into the All-Star break, they have 6 starters. They're doing 4 inning, no matter how well you're doing. Like every game until the All-Star break.
So what's their reasoning behind this?
They think it conserves energy. You only have to you pitch once every 4 days, but you're only throwing, like, if you pitch well, you're only throwing 50 pitches.
Oh, so they don't care. They're just going 4 innings.
Right. Like Castillo was like mowing the other day, and like he got pulled on like 50 pitches and he was pissed. But it's like they've all agreed to do it. So
it's interesting. There's a lot of different strategies with baseball, certainly with pitching as well. We've seen the advent, obviously, of the opener in the last few years, and so there's a lot of different ways to go about it. Let's start with the World Cup. Let's jump there. What's your take so far? We're really, it's kind of slowly. You start with a bang, then I think for the American fan, you got to realize that they're playing what? There's like 4 or 5 days in between each team playing. So we're going to get to see the American side.
Well, we needed it because Pulisic being hurt.
We needed it for sure. I don't think I'm of the inclination he's not going to play today, but have we heard yet?
No, but so he had the injury.
Kevin's saying he's out. Okay.
Yeah. He had the injury and then played the first half, aggravated it. And then they pulled him at halftime of the last game because we were already up so much. Happy Juneteenth, Vip.
Yes. I'm waiting for something in the mail, and this holiday came at a really bad time. So,
he's available. Wait, what? This guy's saying he's available. Kevin's saying he's out. I'm more inclined to trust the other guy over Kevin.
Yeah, no. Kevin's saying it's official. We'll look at that.
I'll Twitter it real fast.
We got to never mind. So apparently he is out. He is going to be out.
Clark just broke the 36-hole scoring record at Shinnecock.
I want to get to that too. It's interesting because Clark had said that he really liked the setup coming into the. He's one of the few.
Well, he's been crushing for like the last month.
He's been playing really well. So yeah, we'll get to the U.S. Open in a second, but. As far as this game now today, I know you were on the American side.
Mm-hmm.
Did you expect he was going to be out anyway?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that line was kind of taking that into account.
So it the look ahead, we were minus 105, and then it went to minus 180 after the Paraguay game, and now it's at 160. I still think there's some meat on the bone there just because Australia, they obviously won against Turkey, but they did not look very good. 29% possession. Their goals were kind of schmozzy. I don't think Australia was clearly undervalued going in. I don't think that's the case anymore. And we looked obviously I don't think any team moved higher in my ratings than America did after the first set of games. Because we played that well. So, and that with the home field advantage, I'm sure there'll be a lot of Australian people, but it's still going to be heavy for us. And, 160, I think, is a little short.
Well, we saw what the home field advantage could do with Mexico. That was a call you made. Was Bryce on this show with us? Yeah, Bryce was here with us, and he was a big proponent of that one as well. I think when you looked at the numbers, Mexico was not quite as strong to win that group, but I said it on that show. It's very hard to underestimate or overestimate the advantage of playing at home in soccer. And Mexico is now the winner of that group. I mean, after 2 matches, right? So,
yep.
And I think it's just
best future bet minus 125 hit already.
It's the first future bet that's hit for anyone. No one's gotten out of a group yet, except for Mexico. So that was a pretty. What was that? Minus 120.
125.
125. Yeah. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good hit right there. Just speaking about Mexico, do you still think this Mexican team can go deep in this thing, or do you think they could go deep?
Well, they're at home until the semis. now officially. Obviously it's setting up like they're going to play England round of 16 at Azteca.
That would be amazing.
Right. So that it's looking like that's the collision course. I don't even know, like, it's going to be hot and it's fucking way up in the altitude. England looked great, but England was also playing indoors this past game. I don't know that England's going to be ready for that shit in Mexico. Like, I understand the Mexican team is not that good, but come the fuck on. Like, and it's like, you see Lee Kang-in taking the corner. I was telling you this earlier. Lee Kang-in's taking the corner in the 94th minute to try and tie the game for Korea last night, and like 10 beer bottles get flung at him. Like, what do you think is going to happen to England? Like, I still think Mexico is going to go a long way.
You can still get what are the prices here that we could get on Mexico? I don't have the DraftKings futures up. I could get it up in a second. I've got the matches up right now.
Win the World Cup.
I got them here.
Look at 55 to 1.
Yep, there it is. 55 to 1 over on DraftKings.
You got 70 beforehand.
It's interesting now with France, the favorite. Spain was the favorite coming in. Is that just I mean, Spain is about the same price.
Spain's tied against Cape Verde.
I know, but it's about the same price. Weren't they about 550 coming in?
I think that they were both around 475.
So they've come up a little. France has moved up quite a bit here, though.
Right here, Mexico plus 750 to make the semifinal. That I love that.
Are we putting
that was Mexico minus 125 to win the group, not to win the game, my friend.
Yes, that was to win the group. Yeah.
That was to win the group, not the game.
Yeah, results oriented. You could go back and actually look at that on recorded history.
Yes.
It's on the YouTube channel. 2 weeks ago on that show, we gave that one out. So it's a nice try, alt line, but you are sadly mistaken. All right, we've got so we're talking about Mexico here. The U.S. obviously looked. I mean, I'm not an expert here in soccer, but from what I watched in that American match, that opening game, that was the best American team I've ever seen, or at least for one game. Plus 4,000. I mean, they're basically a better price here than they are a better price than Mexico. Is the home field? I don't think the home field is as good for us as it is for them. We've got a lot of international fans here, but do you like anything here for the futures with the American side?
No.
you do like them today?
Yeah. It depends. Like, it's going to be so matchup dependent for us because it's not, we don't have that significant home field advantage. If there's one thing that this World Cup has taught me so far, it's that, a lot of national teams will just hire somebody from their country that's like not necessarily like we had Berhalter and Bruce Arena for so long. And if anything, this is advocating for you should hire a fucking real coach for your national team. Like hiring Pochettino, like we looked so much better than we usually do, and it's probably because we have an actual fucking coach. And I haven't liked what he's done up to the World Cup, but you can't argue with what the fuck happened the first game. Like Paraguay looked overwhelmed with how good we were. And I don't think any of it was luck. Like, it was just pure dominance start to finish. I just, I will say this Tim Ream being out there, I still will not fucking understand. But yeah, I don't like us as much as Mexico, but God, we looked fucking good.
They do look good. Plus, I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, being on your continent has been very advantageous in the World Cup. So I don't know. I haven't looked at how the groups. Who could it be? I mean, there's obviously a lot of Latin American teams that we could play. Would it be a Mexico? If I mean, it would be unbelievable. Would it be U.S. Mexico in a final? With that the way it's?
I think
it's going to depend where U.S. falls. I would assume.
I would have to go dig, but I think we would play them in the semi.
Anywhere they play them down the line.
I think we would play them in the semi. I think the other side is Canada, and then we would play Mexico in the semifinal.
Canada looked pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty weak team.
Yeah, that was my biggest bet of the entire tournament. It was yesterday. It was on Canada -1.5. So that it had been a little lull in there, but then I just fucking hammered the shit out of Canada. And
I said Rubio. I was going to make a joke on X, but Rubio just kind of missed by a mile. He said 2 goals from Davidson and 4 goals, 4-0 for.
I said 6-0. I did say 6-0 in the chat. That is confirmed. Which, I mean, I was obviously being a little hyperbolic, but like, what the fuck?
Did you see the end? Well, first of all, they had that bad.
Dude, and they kept doing dirty tackles even afterward. If I was the Canadian coach, I would have punched that motherfucker.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the coach to go at it.
I thought they did go at it.
They didn't go at it physically, but they got close.
Right.
I had a situation coaching where a kid intentionally running down the line, first base, intentionally spiked my first baseman's Achilles, which is just an insanely dangerous thing to do. One, could really hurt. It could hurt you too. I mean, it's stupid. You wind up twisting that ankle doing it. And that was in a regional. And then I got into it with the other coach, because what else I can't go after one of the kids. So I went after the coach. But so that was one. That's kind of what you have to do, I think, as a coach in those situations when they do something intentionally dirty. I mean, you got to go after the other coach. It's like when it's like if a woman slaps you at a bar, you go after her boyfriend. You don't go after the woman, right? So
right.
Anyway,
somebody just mentioned Balogun in the chat. I think I told you his origin story yesterday. You know why he's eligible to play for the United States?
No. Oh, no. Why?
Striker? Oh, this is great. So his parents were Nigerian immigrants in London, and they came to New York City to visit when she was 7 months pregnant.
Oh, he was born in Brooklyn, I believe.
Right. I'm getting there. So they came to New York to visit when she was 7 months pregnant, and after a few weeks, they were about to get on the plane to go home, and they removed her from the plane because they thought that she was too pregnant to fly and made her stay in New York. And so he was born in New York, and then they went right back to London, and he never stepped foot in the United States again, and now he plays for us.
I love it.
This is crazy.
Look, the World Cup does not look like the sides in the World Cup do not look like what they looked like in 1982. Let's put it that way. Like,
our team probably looks similar.
We didn't have a team in there in 1982. We weren't in the I don't think we were in the field, but yeah, it's difficult sometimes to see to figure out which teams were which. Although the interesting color choice for the Koreans, I like the
pink, the lavender.
Pink. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, it was more of a lavender. I did.
Yeah, that was good. I liked the Korean jerseys last night.
I did like that. Yeah, I did. The Americans always lean into the American flag with the uniform.
Well, that's the thing. You need to, like, the whole point of the World Cup is to kind of like lean into like the stereotypes about your country.
We always do. I mean, you look at the Ryder Cup; it's always very American flag centric. Like,
dudes are wearing bald eagle masks and shit.
Oh yeah, well, you're talking about the hockey is
no, dude. They do this in the World Cup too. Obviously, like you just like all the Scottish guys are wearing kilts. They're playing bagpipe. Like you're doing your thing.
It's awesome. Yeah, no, it's great. Where you see the Norwegians doing the rowing.
The rowing, yeah.
It is fun. I mean, it's a fun event. It's good to see. Just all the I just enjoy seeing all the countries kind of, and when it's good fun. It's enjoyable. The Scots are having a good time. You were there for that was your other big event. You were there for Scotland and Haiti.
Dude, it's singing the whole time.
I heard.
We get on the train.
Maybe the loudest event.
They start singing "We're on a Train." The guy pulls out a beer. He's got a beer. They're just like the entire fucking time, like just singing.
Well, what do we got here today? So we got 4 matches in the World Cup today. Anything stand out? We know you like the American side, at least for today's matches.
Yep.
We've got 3 other ones. So anything really stand? I looked at your bets earlier. There's one that I particularly like, but I'll let you go through them and give them out.
My favorite bet is definitely Turkey against Paraguay, plus 105. I think, I liked Turkey against Australia. They obviously lost, but they dominated possession. Just didn't have the finishing in the final third. That's typically not a problem for them. Yildiz didn't start. I assume he will today. And then, so I do like Turkey at plus 105. And then Morocco minus 150 against Scotland. Morocco was the better team against Brazil, which I kind of expected beforehand because Brazil's back line is so terrible. But damn, they looked bad. Like, they looked really fucking bad. And, Morocco, obviously, although Morocco's best player, it was announced today, I'm sure the timing was just coincidence, that he is going to stand trial for rape in France. He's still playing, but I'm sure they timed that specifically for this. But that being said, Morocco looked very, very good, and Scotland looked very, very average against Haiti. So definitely going with Morocco. So my favorite two today would be Turkey and Morocco.
Yeah, Turkey was the one that I liked that you put in there. I had that, at least from the model standpoint, as a bet. Yeah, this is a good one. DraftKings $100 refund on the money line if the U.S. loses today. So not bad there to get the bet in on DraftKings. I believe it's still minus 160 over on DK. For the minus 155, it keeps coming down. Getting you nervous?
Okay. Pepe's starting for Pulisic. Don't like that. Pepe sucks, but whatever.
You don't like you're getting a little.
I don't like
here.
who they're starting for Pulisic. I still like the side, but I would have preferred they started somebody else.
You think that's why this has come down here?
Him being out is why it came down. Yeah.
Yeah, but we kind of knew that going in.
Yeah, but I mean, the lineup certainly could be a part of it. I mean, now you're starting not just one useless person in Tim Ream, but two. So that said, Australia's bad. So
any totals? That Brazil game. I mean, Brazil's.
I like the over on the Brazil game. I watched Haiti in person. Obviously, the defense looked good, but it was because it was against Scotland, who has no foot speed. Their entire advantage over Scotland was foot speed and being able to, get to the edges. They're not going to be able to do that against fucking Vinny Jr. So I think, Brazil may not cover that 2.5 spread, but I think that they're going to put up 3 or 4 goals. So I do like the team totals. I think I got minus 207 on over 2.5 for Brazil and plus 124 on over 3.5, something like that.
You got plus money on the over 3.5
for Brazil team.
Oh, Brazil's over 3.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. So you like that better than taking the game total over 3.5.
Yeah. And yes, I do think Haiti will try and park it, but unlike Cape Verde, their best players are not on defense. So the best Haitian players are attackers.
So I'll ask you again while you were answering that. You obviously like the Brazil over 3.5 team total more than you like the game total over the 3.5.
Yes, because I don't. Haiti's quality in the final third and it was really fucking bad. Like they could get into the right positions, but the crosses, the shots, it was just terrible down there. So the striker was weak. Bellegarde looked great, but I don't trust them to get it. But that's the thing. Brazil's defense is so bad. Haiti will be in those positions. So I think it'll be a bit of a wide open game, but I prefer Brazil's team total.
All right, let's change the focus. Let's head over to another international sport, but this one is also being played in the U.S. over in Shinnecock. We've got the U.S. Open going on of golf, and Wyndham Clark. He got a bit of an advantage, I guess, yesterday. We talked about that with the weather. It's why it's so hard to handicap weather.
Because everybody thought he was screwed with the weather, and then he went out and
he was in a bad time. I mean, that was just a bad tee time, and then they get that delay, and he puts himself in a good tee time. Now, today, the morning was still supposed to be more difficult. He didn't shoot an insane round here. -1, which -1, any round under par here is going to be good. Some
But I
guys
mean,
did
you
go
got
out.
Xander shooting -4,
Yeah,
Morikawa shot
Colin,
-5.
yeah, Colin shot really well. But I mean, you look at it on the whole, how many guys? There's really not that many red numbers here at all for today. Neiman actually shot -5
Mhm.
to get himself back into cut contention. He should make the cut. Yeah, he
He'll make
finished
it,
today.
yeah.
+3 will make the cut. So, yeah, there's just not that many guys here who did go under par. So you still have to give him credit here for he shoots 6 under. I mean, it was so obvious. Everyone's kind of bunched in there around. It was -2 all day. Someone would sneak up to -3, and then all of a sudden they come back from the break. He goes out and shoots -6. But there were other guys out there, so everyone else had an opportunity to do that. They did not. But it's part of golf is getting lucky with your draw, and then you have to take advantage of it. So Clark was able to do that, but I don't know. I look at the betting markets and the futures when it comes to golf, especially so early on a Friday. I just always think, and at a U.S. Open, and of course, as difficult as Shinnecock is, there's going to be some opportunities for some futures bets here for at some good prices. I can't see betting a Wyndham Clark here. I mean, the last I looked, he was what, like
+160.
yeah. I mean, there's just no way. I mean, you could lose those 4 strokes in a hole, right? So what has he got, a 4-stroke lead? He's minus, yeah. So Fitzpatrick and Schauffele. I like Fitzpatrick coming in at that. He was one of the plays that I did like. I forget where I got him here. I think it was 20.
I took both.
20, I got him at +23 at DraftKings. So, yeah. You had who? I'm sorry.
I have Fitzpatrick and Schauffele. So I've got Schauffele at 19-1 and Fitzpatrick at 23-1, and then Aberg at 25-1, who has yet to tee off, and Tommy at 22. They're both right there if they play well today.
Yeah, last I looked, the afternoon today was going to be a little bit easier. I know it wasn't a huge disparity in the morning and the late, but it should be a little easier. So we may see someone make a run here late. Scotty doesn't tee off for another 30, 40 minutes or so. So we'll see if any of these guys can make a run. Where's the cut going to be? What, +4? Probably.
Let's see. The projection right now is at 5.
5 is the projection. Where are you looking at the projection on like the PGA side? Or
yeah, but obviously that's just, I would need to look at it closer to give an actual take on what it's going to be. But 5 seems pretty fair considering how everybody's sucking.
Data Golf is giving it 4 right now at a pretty heavy percentage. So, but we'll see. You just don't know. You just never know out there with how the weather's going to turn and what the speed of the greens. I guess a lot of I don't know what your take is on it, but it's so difficult. You're dealing with a living organism in a golf course, and it's so difficult to get it perfectly right and to get it to what the USGA tries to do. They've lost this golf course before. It's one of the great golf courses in the entire country. They did not ever want that to happen again. I think they're erring on the side of, we'll put a little bit more water than maybe needs to be on there so that we don't have browned out greens come the weekend. So I can understand it, but look, if you hop on X, you're going to get people just killing them for the setup. I don't know if there's really much more that they can do. Yeah, they're going to complain. Guys are going to complain. I'm sure Wyndham Clark's not complaining. So
Wyndham Clark was not complaining.
No. So I mean, there's going to be some. Koepka being pissed is not anything out of the ordinary. But it seems to me these golfers more and more are becoming little bitches. Quite frankly, I mean, it's a problem every week.
Bunch of little nepo baby bitches.
It seems to be getting worse and worse, though. It's like there's something to complain about constantly.
Yeah, I hate them all. I hate them all. I hate every golfer. People are like, "Who's your favorite golfer?" None. I hate them all. Except for Dustin. DJ's good.
DJ being up at the top of the leaderboard was
yeah, he faded today some, I think.
It looks like a lot. I'm not seeing him here. Let's see where DJ is now. He is T52. So he did.
So yeah, he shot 77.
Yeah, he went +7 today. So that'll do it for DJ's week. It was good to see. He missed one from about 2.5 feet. I saw that earlier today.
That's, casual.
That pretty much did it. So so obviously you liked I liked Fitzpatrick coming in. Let's see what the futures price is here on those guys. But I mean, if you like them coming in, if you like both of these guys coming in, you probably like them now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to live bet it because I'm already sitting on it. Like, I've got, the Xander 19-1, the Fitzpatrick 23-1, and they're at 690 and 750. I've got Ludd at 25, and he's 17-1, and then I have Fleetwood at, I think, 22, and he's 27-1. I'll just sit on that until tomorrow, most likely.
Wait, what happened to Xander? Did something happen to Xander? Am I missing the score? He's plus, or am I not getting the right price here? Plus 4,300.
No, that's wrong. I see him at 690.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's got to be off. Yeah, I was going to say. And what's the price on Fitzpatrick?
750. Xander might have been 4,300 going into the round.
Yeah, I just think it didn't update. I'm seeing it now. Yeah, plus 700 on these guys. Anyone who's, I just don't think. I think if you've got anything on them right now, like I have on Fitzpatrick, you've got both Xander and Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to take them now. Anyone coming from a little deeper that we might be able to get a price on? I mean, a guy like Fleetwood was pretty popular coming in to this week. Anyone that kind of catches your eye that maybe, I mean, JT shot well. Where's JT at now on the leaderboard? He's plus 2,450. Can he do it for another 2 days?
The guy that I would think is a good bet right now that is not teed off is Sam Burns, 72-1. He's at +1. He started off the round well yesterday and then kind of faded. I liked him pre-tournament, so that would be the one that I would look at.
That's actually, I'm glad you said that because I was thinking, I think if I'm looking for some value, it's going to be someone who hasn't teed off yet today and just hope that the weather is really, really calm, relatively at least, and someone here late. And I think that's going to be the case. I think someone here late is going to put a number up. I think a -5. Burns, Burns goes out there and shoots -5 here on the day, and he's right there. I think that plus 7,000 is. I like that number. I'm with you on Sam Burns. I like that as a futures. Who else with of note here hasn't?
Well, Scotty hasn't gone. Cameron Young hasn't.
Yeah,
gone.
Rory's going to tee off in 20, not even 15 minutes or so. Ludwig, Harmon. So we've got some of the guys up at the top here who are teeing off late. Rattan.
Raytan.
Is it Rattan or Raytan?
84-1 on Raytan.
That's a guy who's playing well also right now at plus 8,800. I like that. I like Burns, the plus 7K. I like Rattan plus 8,800 right now. Trying to see who else. I don't know if I like Harmon at the at plus 10K, who has not teed off. Just looking down the list here. Tom Kim, Burns, Ricky. What about Alex Fitzpatrick, who's actually played decently?
Yeah, I mean he's been on fire, this year. Ever since he got carried to that win by his brother, he's just like been great on his own. It's like all he needed was to get the card, and then he started feeling more confident. I don't mind it. I don't mind McNeely for another guy down a little lower. But I don't think I would dig any lower than that.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. But yeah, we're just banking on the fact that these guys can make a run today. I think if you could shoot any one of those guys, an Alex Fitzpatrick or Burns, I mean, if we can get them at -2, -3 today, it certainly puts them live here for the rest of the tournament. I think the tough thing is the fact that Clark's already in the house at the -7, so he's already posted that number, so that's going to make it difficult. But I do think we've got some opportunities. Live betting golf on a Sunday, and a lot of people are going to be doing it. It's the U.S. Open. Everyone's going to be watching it. The majors. I feel like there's just massive, massive swings with almost every shot. I mean, is there any sort of angle that you could play? I mean, obviously, it's tough.
No, it's the people that are actually able to angle shoot that. It's not something that you can or should be doing. The people at the course and shit, don't do that.
You got to be getting chopped up, putting a lot of bets in. When I say chopped up by the vig, basically.
Yeah.
Because those vigs are going to
juice that line. Like, unless you're just betting the same guy over and over and over.
Right. Yeah, the vigs on those, because it's so difficult. Live betting in general is going to be heavily juiced because they're so difficult to for the models at the sports book. Anything that's difficult for the sports book, the model is going to be difficult for you to model and is going to be a wider spread. So I think sitting there, I think getting click happy is maybe not the most advantageous thing to do. But I think I see a lot of people, what they do is because you'll flip from minus 120, someone will be minus 125, will hit one shot, he's plus 150.
Yeah.
And it's like you just keep every time he's a dog, they'll just keep clicking on him. So I was curious what your feelings were on that with the golfers.
No, I mean it's just it's mostly guesswork. I don't have a model built for live golf. Like it's not something that I thought was worth investing time in because if you're really smashing them, they're going to limit you real quick. So
one thing, Rubio. Speaking of Rubio with the World Cup.
Oh, Rubio's got the. Oh, I know what you're about.
Oh, he's got and he's been using the Weather Edge model, which is free. If you just sign up for a free account on Run Pure, you can get the Weather Edge. And on there, it's got the direction of the wind. And he'll pick a hole and he'll live bet a hole like driving.
That I think is a massive edge.
Yes.
What Rubio does.
Yes. And he's done really well with it.
The driving distance and things like that.
Yeah, you can definitely get an edge there. So if you've got a book where you can get over-unders on driving distances on a specific hole, pay attention to the Weather Edge. It's got the direction. It's got the exact wind speed. And, of course, couple that with the that particular golfer and what their average drives look like. You can definitely gain an edge there. And if you're over in our Discord, I'm sure Rubio will be happy to explain what he's doing on that. I don't want to give away his whole edge.
Don't give away his whole spiel.
Yeah. But he's been doing really, really well with that. So yeah, that Weather Edge tool comes in handy for betting. Comes in handy with betting on the baseball as well. We had a couple of games last night in baseball.
Speaking of that, I was going to give out 2 bets and the game's about to start. I like the Cubs and under.
You like the Cub under game, which is going to start in maybe 10 minutes.
But I did get the Cubs at minus 116 and gave that out to the Discord along with the under 7.5 at minus 120. But now it is a 7 plus 101 and minus 120 on the money line. I still like those, but yeah, the Cubs and the under would be the bets I like for the game that is in 25 minutes.
Oh, that's right. It's a 2:20 game. The opening game here today. Yeah, it's a big slate. The main slate's huge. Odd main slate in DFS for DraftKings. Typically just included the 7:05 game, and for some reason FanDuel was like, yeah, we're not going to start at 7:05. We're going to start at 7:10. I think because they wanted to get there's only one early game outside of this 2:20 game. There's only one 6:40 game, and they wanted to have like an early slate, and they don't like to overlap for whatever reason. So
yeah,
interesting. FanDuel will be starting at 7:10, one less game on their main slate tonight. We'll have a show there later today. DC will be getting at it. Oh, do we have the? I don't know if we have the MLB today. Because we've got coming up World Cup, right? Bryce and Rubio will be doing a World Cup show. So stick around for those guys. We should probably be popping off here soon.
Are they not? Have they not gone yet?
They're doing it 2:00 because they were waiting on the injury information on.
All right. Well, let's get into the pick 6 so we can get off for them.
Just remembering that. Yeah. So they were waiting. We got 4 games on that World Cup slate. So it is you kind of have the advantage of being in the Discord with those guys because they'll be able to get you off of some plays. We don't know what the starting lineups are necessarily going to be on these later games, but they'll get you probably on a pretty good starting lineup now. But if there's any odd changes, you're going to want to be in the Discord, and those guys will they'll update you on that. So yeah, let's give. I had a couple. I like the Angels here today as a plus 135 dog. I don't know if you looked at that game at all. I think I got them a plus. Forget now, it was plus 135, plus 140. It was plus 140 maybe. Tonight with the Angels, Soriano's going.
Soriano getting switched over from last night.
What's that? Yeah,
he got scratched yesterday. Yeah,
exactly. So he's going in that game today, and one that not. I don't know if anyone wants to bet against Milwaukee when Mizorowski's on the mound. He's been unbelievable, but I just have a hard time. I think you're at the point in MLB. It kind of it goes in waves, right? You can't bet the Dodgers all year. You'll never make money betting the Dodgers every game, and they'll win 100.
I feel like I might have bet the Dodgers almost every game.
You just can't, like, they're never going to be plus. You're never going to be plus money betting the Dodgers it's just, unless they win like 115 games, right? Everyone knows they're good. So I think what happens in MLB is you get to a peak, whether it's a pitcher or a team, and then then you get the opportunity to start fading them. I'm going to take a shot with the Braves against Mizurowski today.
My issue is I think the Braves are more overvalued than Mizurowski is.
That could be too. Yeah, no, that could be too. I mean,
I like Milwaukee.
You like them at the I
like Milwaukee. I think the Braves are more overvalued than Mizurowski is.
Very well could be.
They've got four relievers with a sub-1 ERA. Like, they're not, like, that's not going to stick.
I don't know. I mean, I just like that. I think that lineup against look, he's been unbelievable. He's got a 1.34 ERA. He's got 131 Ks here in 87 innings. I mean, insane. It was his last outing, right? That he went 95 pitches. I think that was his last trip. That was fun. I'm out to dinner with my dad, and we're doing the old man thing with like, these pitchers today, like no one goes deep, and no one knows how to pace themselves to go deep in a game. Like, literally while we were eating, he was in the middle of doing doing that, going 9 innings. So I said it to my dad. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe there's a couple of guys who could still pitch the Maddox game, but all right. So I'm going to go against you then. I'm going to take the Braves here plus money. I feel like we're getting a little bit of value on the pitch on the Brave side, going against maybe the best pitcher, certainly the best pitcher this season. So I'm going to go against another good pitcher. I'll throw another one out there. I'm taking the White Sox, another team that maybe is a little overvalued. The White Sox are playing well, but my fear with Skubal, Skubal's second game coming off the injury, they're looking to trade him. I don't know how deep they want to necessarily go. I don't think they want to abuse.
I like that game over.
You like that game to go over?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then, to me, if you like it over, you got to take the White Sox here as well. Mm-hmm. So I like the White Sox as a dog. I'm always looking for some dog plays. So those are going to be a couple of MLB plays here for you guys. Let's head over to. We didn't get a chance to talk about the Circa, but we got plenty of time. Circa and the Splash Contest. We got plenty of time before that happens. So we'll bring it up next week. Let's do some pick six and get those guys out. Let those guys come on.
You want to do soccer? You want to do baseball?
So if we do soccer, I'm making you pick. So it's up to you.
Well, Bryce and Rubio will do soccer.
Yeah, they'll do a soccer one. Let's do some. Let's do some MLB.
Let's do baseball. Which
I think they're giving some freebies. Yeah, what's the freebies that we've got? I like the. I like that Schlittler over.
All right, Schlittler.
Actually, is there a Cal Raleigh one?
Yeah, Cal Raleigh.
Let's do that one. Let's do that Cal Raleigh.
All right, Cal Raleigh.
So we got Cal Raleigh's hits, runs, HRR, his over. All right, let's go with let's go with Cags. Caglione. Let's go as total bases under 1.5.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what else we got for here. Ranger Suarez. I'm going to take his strikeouts to the over.
Okay.
Give me Vladdy Jr. That's coming up here in 20 minutes. Let me take his.
No, we don't want to give one out that's only 20 minutes out.
Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, let's go with the later ones. Give me Soraka. Let's go with his strikeouts under. We should have brought Joe Cole on. I didn't mention he's hit.
Do not have the under on the strikeouts.
They don't have his under?
Nope.
All right. I thought we had it under 5.5, but we'll lay off that. How good has Joe Cole been though on the K props?
He's been smashed.
What do you hit 40-1 on the parlay like 2 days ago?
And he hit again last night.
Let's go with Carter Jansen bases under 1.5.
Spell
Jensen. Carter Jensen.
Jensen.
Yeah, sorry.
Bases on under.
Let's take the under 1.5.
All right.
So what do we got there? We got 4. Let me give you 2 more. Let's go with Buxton's over on hits, runs, and ribbies 1.5 tonight at Arizona.
Okay.
And give me the late game. Narvaez. Yes. Hit run RBIs. Let's take his over as well.
Hit run RBIs. All right. That would be Cal Raleigh over a half hit run RBIs. Jack Caglianone under 1.5 total bases. Ranger Suarez over 5.5 strikeouts. Carter Jensen under 1.5 total bases. Byron Buxton over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And Carlos Narvaez over a half hits, runs, and RBIs. Pays at least 20-1.
Awesome. All right. Stay tuned to this YouTube channel, and you'll get some World Cup. That is, I cannot tell you how many people who do not watch soccer ever are like friends of mine who are contacted. They're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything about the players, but I'm crushing it right now with the they're using the hub and they're following Rubio and those guys. It's they've been amazing with the call. So we'll probably hopefully keep that run going today, and certainly with the US game, there'll be a lot of eyes on that one. So we got a 4-game slate. We got guys crushing showdowns, the main slates. That's all coming up next. JBC and I will be here next week. Good luck on your bets, and visit us over in the Discord, runpuresports.com. This is the Pick and Winners show. We'll see you next week.